weird case of mistaken identity where three would-be men for hire came looking to you, Cronus, um, for work connected to the Doomhammer clan, either in search of a said item or adding men to the forces as they mount an attack upon Mythanor. Hoping that you would have, still be there even though they were running behind. You continued your ruse and had them come back in the morning, but one of the followers didn't really completely believe or felt like something was off, and you and shared that with Tegan and Mikkel. And they had decided that they were going to wait outside town and await orders once he reconvened with Dekuru in the morning. Your trap had already been set, though, and at the morning time when Mikkel came, it had already been sprung, even though the whole group was not there with them. And thinking quick on your feet, Cronus decided to dash to keep the ruse alive, that he was the wanted dragonborn Dekuru. And the guards continued to chase him throughout the city. Eventually, you both ended up being arrested, but you were able to sneak free, leaving leaving Mikkel behind in the cells with a key, and many questions left for him to wander about and ask himself due to several exchanges and things that were shared during your brief time in the cells. You escaped though, giving him some orders, and you returned back to the tavern where you initially left your group, letting them know that they were planning on regrouping outside of town in a tavern called the Ugly Duckling. But you guys are back here. It's probably about afternoon, because that was in the morning, and after all the being arrested, it's right around lunchtime. You see Cronus return, rejoin you all. You guys were talking a little bit about what was found. And that's as far as my notes go. Is there anything I missed or anything that you guys had planned for the day? Or you just want to continue your discussion after Cronus returns? Because you currently are kind of giving off this vibe of on the run, but as far as you know, Mikkel's still in the cells back where you left.
I think we are planning on, like, I think we had already talked about that we were going to head to the Crags.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just straight to Mythanor?
I think so, because we know that there's like an alternate route, but I was just listening, and I think we were going straight to the Crags, right?
Don't really know the alternate route.
Yeah, we don't know because the others are in jail.
Or think Cronus is fake.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, we might as well just go right to the Crags, Mythanor. And then in Mythanor, were we going to see... Oh, I feel like we were going to see something while we were there, or talk to somebody, but now I can't remember. Shit.
Let's see here. In Mythanor, that's the stronghold that basically is the thing that's keeping the orc clans at bay for many years. You guys learn about one of the last fallen orc clan leaders that fell from the Stormcaller clan. Trying to think of who you might have had planned to meet in Mythanor besides just trying to find passage to Udra's lair, or some more information about Udra's lair. I think you did learn Sunos about a river though inside that kind of led through the crags of the Hellmouth, or that was when you guys met the royalty when you guys learned that. But to be fair, it's been a while, and I'm kind of going off some chicken scratch notes here a little bit too.
Yeah, because
I know.
Go ahead.
Oh, I know. I told him that to meet us in Mythanor,
That's
and
right.
he was all worried about it.
That's right. You told Mikkel when Mikkel got out to meet you all in Mythanor, and that caught him off guard that you guys would go to the military settlement or the stronghold.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are in the tavern discussing what has transpired and where Cronus has been off to for a little bit. What would you guys like to do? You guys want to just head on out and mount up and ride out? Do you want to check back in with the guards, the royal family before you leave? Oh, that's fine. That's a bot.
I don't think... Because I think we let them know that we are going to go and find the seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't think there's any need to check in. We could maybe send one of the guards to be like, hey, they're headed out now. Kind of thing.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't know. Lorna doesn't have any business in the town. Let's put it that way.
I think we've done everything in town.
Yeah, did my shopping, found out the mystery of the locket. I have more stuff to figure out, but that can be done anywhere.
We did our shopping. We got our potions to help deal with that Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, that's right. The fire resistance.
You guys then approach the stable where you will find Bax taking care of your elk, and he looks at you with those knowing eyes that you guys we're not sticking around for long. So what's the plan? As he asks, kind of nervously, taking care of and starting to kind of put his tools away before the ride. Where are you taking me next on our fun-filled trip?
We're going to Mythanor.
And then straight into the crags of the Hellmouth.
Not necessarily straight, but yeah, into the crags after that.
I'm trying
So
to
we
scare
will fight
the
a
kid.
Hydra.
Yes.
You don't have to be there for that one.
Yeah, you don't have to be there for the Hydra. It breathes fire, by the way.
Can I keep the elk back and take care of them in Mythanor?
Probably.
Maybe. We'll see.
Possibly.
He seems happy. He rubs the one elk that he seems to be bonding with the most, the one that's kind of been leading your wagon.
That'll be Elmo.
Right. What's that?
That will be Elmo.
Elmo?
Do we have a cookie monster?
No. It's not that Elmo. It's a different Elmo.
Ah.
I gotta put that somewhere in my notes to make that canon here.
Elmo and Timmy.
You have two more to name too.
There are two other elk.
Yeah, you got 4 elks. What's that?
We
I said I
need
don't
to name
care.
all of them.
No,
So
just 2
if
that
you-
matters.
If you
Okay.
don't say otherwise, I'm naming one of them Cookie Monster.
Well, yeah. So you guys all get ready and get your supplies together. Everyone mounts up in the wagon. You head off north. It's a few days ride to get to Mythanor over the hills and through the windy roads. So you have a little bit of time to chit chat or talk about anything along the way. Let's go ahead and see what happens along the way. Just go ahead and everyone just roll me a d20. I'm going to roll one myself.
Just a D20.
Yep.
9. Fuck. Okay. Oh no. It's Chester.
We're dead.
Yeah.
All right. You guys mount in your wagon. and you head off to the north, heading to Mythanor. As you leave the city proper, before you, like right when you get to the gates or something, you're going to hear some commotion. Someone kind of coming from the city and calling out that to you guys to kind of shout out to you saying, "You escaped!" And you'll turn around as you guys are kind of passing over the threshold to the road, and you'll see the guard kind of catching up to you. Your group is kind of saying, or letting you know that Mikkel is no longer in his cell. He took the key and is on the run. Yeah, and you said the guards are searching all over town. He just shares that information with you. He goes, "We're on the lookout, but he might have already fled the castle with that key. He had pretty decent access to kind of get on the run. It doesn't sound like he's sat and waited the whole time you told him to wait." What would you like to do?
I'll tell him to go look at the Lucky Duck or Lucky Duck?
Ugly duckling.
Mm-hmm. The ugly duckling.
Yeah, tell him to go check out there.
Okay. Which is okay. So he takes that news, hands it to the other guards. He goes, "That's on the same road heading north." Because as he told you in the cell, it was the first crossroads to the north outside of town, right on the right. The guard will say, "Shall we send some men with you to go or to accompany you on the way and arrest them when they arrive?"
Why are we going to the ugly duckling?
No. Shall we join you shall we send some men along with you on the road since our paths are pretty much together?
Sure.
Are you?
Gotta look at Cronus as I say that.
I mean, it would look kind of suspicious if we ride up with guards, but I can just stay inside the cart.
Only for part of the way, right?
Are the guards intending to go with us to Mythanor, or just out?
No. They're just. If you guys said that you're going if you guys told them to go to the ugly duckling, that's literally on the same road. Like you're literally going the same way. It's kind of like, oh, I'm walking this way too.
Yeah, sure.
But if you guys are heading out now, that's fine. He still's got to kind of get some men together to make the ride. You know what? So he's like, he'll tell you that it just takes him a little time to get his men together if you want to wait, but otherwise you guys can head off without him. You don't have to.
I think we're sort of in a time-sensitive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys head out on your first day. You go north along with the other guards' horses. It's a few miles north before you come to that crossroads that leads to the ugly duckling. The guards do part ways there with you and thank you for the tip and start to go down that road. And you can just kind of make out the tavern. It's not that far down off the crossroad to the right as you see them to make their approach to this little bar with a little smoke coming out the top with kind of a thatched roof. And it's got a little wooden sign with a little yellow-looking ducky on the sign. And they start approaching it. And you guys continue your way up towards Mythanor through the hills and the winding roads. Alternating drivers, taking turns to rest. You guys are able to make it past Mythanor and all the way to Mythanor, and with your convenience of your ride, within 2 days, you're easily able to get there if you are going throughout the night. Your elk will probably need a good rest once you arrive to Mythanor, but between the two sets of elk, you can easily make the trip. Riding through the hills to north, you will see the Red Mountains and the rocky formations kind of forming off in the distance. the kind of terrain starts to change a little bit as you approach further north, and once you get outside the hills that make up most of Erosia, and you will see between the Red Mountains. Oh, sorry, the terrain will change from like different plant life and green grasses and fauna to more earthy and more barren kind of landscapes. It's more of a rocky tundra as you look across and see this kind of red clay earth that leads up to these red mountain skyline that is before you. And as you kind of come over the hilltop to on your road to Mythanor, you'll see along the big red mountain range a almost glowing white stronghold here in the center of this pass that has become known as the Hellmouth. And you see this as this white jewel, basically called Mythanor, cradled right between these red canyons. And within a few moments, you approach this stronghold as you ride closer and closer, and the walls are just really, really high, bright white. It looks kind of pearlescent in its shine as you get closer to it. Let me see. Do I have a picture? Okay, I have some pictures here real quick to share with you. Yes. Not quite yet. Okay. Not quite yet. Okay. There's no reason I'm not. This kind of just more inspirational art when I was kind of looking for stuff. Couldn't find a perfect thing, but so you kind of see like red, earthy, mountainous ranges with kind of barren kind of land leading up to it. You guys approach the gates, and you will see along the way, and like men that are posted outside of the gates that lead towards Erosia. Obviously on the other side is the path into the clans and the Hellmouth itself. You'll see several guards on duty and posted around. Some wearing the purple banners of Sunos, some wearing the blue of Lunda, and you'll also see some familiar guards wearing the green colors that you saw while you were in the Wandering Forest. Along with a familiar face of, get this character sheet back open. Where'd you go? Did I not give you a character sheet forward for that guy? Well, sorry, I didn't get. Oh, is it this? Do you see that guard still down here?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so you will see Aladdin then, and he, as you guys approach, he's kind of talking to some rangers on the side that are outside, and he will recognize you, and he'll greet you guys very warmly, and run up to your wagon. What would you guys like to do as he hails you down? And who's driving, by the way?
I guess. Hang on. We'll find out. Lorna.
Oh, okay. Apparently Lorna's driving. Sure. Yeah, Lorna's
Well,
driving.
there's only two people that is going driving.
Yeah, only if you are able to.
Yep. So apparently it's me. Sorry, and remind me, he's the elf ranger that we saw in the forest, right?
Yep, he's the one that fought with you against Sorrel
Right.
at the Tannock.
Yeah.
He was the rangers, but kind of, yeah.
Okay. Frig, I can't even remember how to play Lorna right now.
What is this game?
Right? What is Dungeons and Dragons? I've played too much of it. She probably just greets him, and it's been a while since we've seen you. How are
So
things?
even if you did, I hope you haven't forgotten me that quickly. I sure
Nope.
have forgotten you a lot. He kind of smiles and laughs off the laughs it off, and he says, "I hope your business in Sudas fares well because it brought you our way. It seems like you keep coming to help me out everywhere I turn around."
Yes, I think it fared fairly well, actually. Many things happened, and we're still alive, so that's always a plus.
He'll say, "Well, hopefully you can kind of convince this the man in charge, if you will, that things aren't going as promising as he'd like to believe. Doesn't seem too much reason. So hopefully, with someone with your credibility sent from the kingdom will hopefully help him see some light." He seems to think that that we'll be able to stand the attack if the clans seem to make a move on us. We're not so. We have our own concerns.
Yeah, about that.
Let's get you stabled and ready, and we can talk more about it if you can before you maybe go see the captain. We can have a quick chat, and he'll just, I guess, walk alongside you if you want to continue talking while you stable your horses and get ready to kind of enter the city, as guards now kind of giving you passage, seeing who you are, seeing you talk to the Leyden, and then if anyone were to catch you or stop you along the way, they would probably you could share with them who you are and where you're from. They would allow you passage. And so as you stable and you continue talking to Aladen, what did you want to share, Lorna?
Well, probably, oh god, it's been so long. Is it orcs that are up in the north?
Yes.
Yeah, so, and then there was a small gathering of people following a guy who apparently looks like Cronus, and they're going in some secret way.
No, someone following a dragonborn.
Yeah.
It was kind of more of a, didn't necessarily look like Cronus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're sharing that secret way in. Well, that would explain how the numbers keep growing more and more, besides just the drow and the other orcs and ogres they've kind of compelled to fight alongside them. More, it seems like, so we've seen even some humans and half-orcs and other kind of low-lives kind of join his band.
Yeah.
So, I mean, perhaps the general would know more than I do.
Probably.
Also, I overheard. Did I hear something about we have to talk sense into somebody?
Yep.
Yeah, so you'll need to speak to the general. Oath's Second Moon here. He's overconfident in how well we are. This Mythanor has been here for centuries, and it's definitely a testament for how long it's stand and fought against, kept the orcs at bay.
Mm-hmm.
the 7 orc clans have not been united for even longer, so it's never fought a force of this size. I think Ellison has let in history kind of, or previous accomplishments cloud his vision a little bit.
Resting on his laurels type thing.
He'll nod. And the ones close to him are too scared to say anything.
I've never been accused of that.
And he'll just
Nope.
kind of smile. But they fella sent me here. Sorry, I'm blanking on the guy's name. Shoot. I don't remember his name, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Go back to it later.
It's fine.
Fella sent me here, and I'm supposed to fall in line and shoot orcs and things like that.
Haha.
But I think some of these men who've been here a while have gotten a little pushy, hiding behind a big wall. But yeah, he'll tell you that the general's name is Ellison.
Okay. And that's who we need to talk to some sense into?
Yep.
I think we just need to convince him that we're not so well defended as we are. We need to be taken more. I think we need to be making almost a precursory attack. I feel like we're just sitting here waiting for them to strike at us. I really think we need to make an attack at them.
I think if you do that, that might help our own quest, because I don't know that we're going to be able to fight in that fight with what we need to do. So I think he
is very interested and leans in closer, Lorna.
And I don't think that it is a matter that we should speak out in public, and probably should just come with us when we speak to the captain.
I mean, to be fair, Lorna, we do need to take care of the orcs.
That is very true.
His ears perk and he's got a little smile across his face as you say quest, and he says, "I am flattered that you choose to confide in me, and we will definitely find a private place to discuss this further. Any help to you I can provide, I'm sure would serve the best interest of Phallus and the forest. Let's do. This is a stronghold. It's not like a traditional city where there's all sorts of normal, I guess, fluffiness. It's a little bit more practical, I guess, in a lot more regards. But there's definitely some places where you could, your group as a whole could probably have to yourselves. Maybe not individual rooms, but you guys could definitely secure yourselves probably a section or an area of bedding that you guys could kind of have to your own private space. So Alayden would help you get situated and all that to get you as much room as you could. There's no door that closes your room from the rest of the other kind of barracks and fortifications, but you have some privacy for the moment.
I think our plan was to not tell him until we actually talked to the captain, because
Gotcha.
It's a real big ticket item that if there are any spies,
Not particularly something we want overheard.
Yeah. As much as we trust him, we think we're safe, we're never safe.
We never are.
They can control the forest spirit. What else can they control?
Exactly.
Well, come settle. Once you're settled, I can show you your way to the quarters where you could probably most likely find him. It's always kind of going over plans and over numbers and counting beans. Like that's all that matters when it comes to winning a fight. And he's got it going off on another rant. He just seems to be very displeased with this Ellison person and his But he leads you all to your own for now. But if you guys want to join him immediately, you guys can go ahead and start heading there.
I mean, I don't have any thing that I need to do.
Someone's itching for a fight.
I mean, always.
I meant the guard, but yeah, you too.
Yeah.
But he's more itchier than you are.
Yeah.
I think that might be something we need to be careful of.
Oh, probably.
Because yes, it could be useful if they attack when we need them to, but if they lose, that doesn't really help us.
No.
No. Now, do you guys want to do anything else before you guys go? Like any other preparations? Like you don't want to get any supplies or talk to anyone else around town before heading to the general?
Are we going on foot?
You guys are in the side of the stronghold right now, so he's talking about taking you up to see. Oh my gosh,
We're essentially in our
elephant.
part of the barracks right now.
Yeah, and the stable has been, and your wagon and elk have all been stabled for you. Bax is taking care of them again.
Okay, let me rephrase that. When we go to deal with the Hydra, are we going on foot?
Why
That's up
would
to you
we
guys.
not? There's mountain passes.
There's trails.
Big enough for the early bird?
You will need to speak to Ellis. I can't remember. Was it as soon as where you guys saw the maps of the crags? Or did you? You guys did find a map of the crags, didn't you? As soon as where we were showing you, it was very. There was only like very few passes, a little bit. Yeah, and that's where they were. That's where. Yeah, you guys did know about the Bleeding River, because she said that Udra is the Hydra that makes her home along the bleed. There's Udra's lair is along the Udra's lair. It's along the Bleeding River. Wow, that was hard. Yes, that was shared.
Yeah, I don't think the early bird will fit.
In some places, like once you get past, you probably have to collapse it and reopen it. But it would definitely be a rough journey.
Not to mention taking backs and towards a Hydra layer, terrible idea. Also, we only have 4 elk, unless you want to have to try and replace them so soon.
All right.
Nope.
Oh, we could talk to the captain here, see if there's a path or something.
Yeah.
You guys make do. Set some of your belongings. Claiming the bunks for yourselves for later if you still wish to rest here for the evening. And you will regroup with Aladdin, who'll walk you through the stronghold, take you to the main quarters where you can see this. Oh, I was seeing what if I have. I did a really bad job on getting these pictures downloaded before a session. Let me see if I can get them for you guys. For you, character concepts. Where'd you go? All right, I'm slowing us down. I'll find it. I'll get you guys a screen or a picture for him too. But you'll find this silver-haired elf with a sword at his hip and wearing half plate, looking over a similar kind of war table like you saw in Cernos, with a map of the crags kind of laid out and showing the growing forces of the orcs and mercenaries and other drow forces that have joined them from the Underdark. send a massive attack on Mythanor. You'll see different markings in the Hellmouth that with different kinds of banners representing the different. Yeah, I don't know. I have a really hard time. Different orc clans that represent the different orc clans that make up the horde. So you'll see Doomhammer's clan banner on one of them. You'll see the Stormcaller one. Some of the other orc clans that you've come to know. That was what I was trying to pull up real quick, such as like the Bleeding Axes, excuse me, the Bleeding Axes, the Red Rock clan, and the Stormcaller clan, among some of the other ones. You'll see someone trying to discuss with them, and it seems to be getting a little bit heated as the silver-haired elf eventually just kind of puts a hand up and points away from him, basically just tell him to just take a moment, get some air, and the Laden will then we'll close the door behind you all, and you guys can will come up to introduce you, he'll say Ellison, or we'll say Captain Ellison, this is I'm gonna mess up your guys' name. Karuda. Is that the right pronunciation?
Close enough.
Karuda? I thought that was right. All right.
Yeah.
Karuda.
Yeah.
These are the ones that helped in the Wandering Forest and helped me and several of those from Thalos in the forest. I know them personally, and he'll introduce you all, and he'll say, "This is." I don't know if you guys have all given your name, but he'll kind of gesture over, giving the names that have been given to Aladdin and introducing you all to Captain Ellison's second man. What would you guys like to do or say?
Oh, Captain, what's going on? What do we need to know? What's the news?
So you're the ones that the Queens have sent word from, that you are here to bring aid. I think it's a little overkill. Mythanor's never fallen before. But I will gladly accept any aid we can have from, especially from Her Majesty's. Welcome. And he'll just kind of welcome you to his war room and say, we could always use some extra help, though, to make the orcs' lives a little bit worse off. Just because we are protected doesn't mean we should, wave off some of their growing numbers. But I think these walls can stand still.
You mentioned you were doing something to the orcs. What are you doing?
Well, he kind of looks over at one of his lead men, and he says, "Scouts have been a little bit less useful to us recently to give credible information, and but the last news we have is that their numbers are starting to slow down. But they're like the orcs and stuff. It seems that, but the ogres are starting to grow in number. That it's going to be kind of the major concerning point for my men." And they're like, some of the men will then start chiming in, adding some more details to the information that they found. Ellison, they'll say, asking for Ellison's permission to speak, and they'll say the ogres, though, they're not just normal, just club, carrying, smashing ogres, though they are not much smarter, because they're carrying these some of these ogres have got several explosive shells on their backs that they're carrying. And he'll kind of show a drawing of some stuff that you guys are all very familiar with. These silver kind of shell-looking things. And he kind of has a drawing of this ogre with some knotting, some rope knotting, kind of bundling like a sack on his back, and then carrying a couple of these shells on its back. Yeah, and Ellison starts to say, my men are concerned that if these things were to reach us, that they would be able to do some damage to the walls, but our archers are the finest in all of Twalt. I'm sure. There's no way we would let one of these big brutes slip right by. Not with the extra help from Thallus, and he kind of gives the Alayden a nod that Alayden just kind of half-heartedly accepts. Just kind of, yeah. Like,
this information is very useful. But short of gathering information, what are you doing to stop them?
Oh,
They're amassing an army on your doorstep. Are you going to let them?
well, with news that you guys were arriving, I have been talking to some of my men about hopefully a scouting mission that we can afford some troops to leave the walls unattended, but we can't spare too many with the number that they have back, awaiting us. But
Scouting.
I'm hoping with a little aid, we may be able to disrupt what they have, disrupt their operations as best we can by going after the clan, some of the clans individually.
Aren't they all together?
Oh, that's right.
No, the clans are spread around the crags of the Hellmouth, and they'll kind of point you at this map and show you that there's you'll see something marked as the Bleeding River, and you'll see how the Bleeding River pools like into these kind of like darker spots on the map a few times, and forms these small little lakes and stuff. And along you'll see there's these little villages for each of the 7 clans. And he'll point to the Black Rock, or sorry, not the Black Rock, the Red Rock and the Bleeding Axes and the Stormcaller clan along the Bleeding River. He's kind of pointing to. He goes, "My men tell me that there is a passage over here that we could kind of get where the river runs dry, and if we can kind of get past the goblins' other things looking in that, and find our way through, we should be able to make it to the Bleeding River and hopefully get behind enemy lines enough to defeat or attack the leaders that either lost or willingly gave up." He kind of goes on to share that where none of the clans except for the Stormcaller were the most reasonable of the 7 clans to deal with. None of them are fans of us, but perhaps if the Bleeding Axes were one of the few clans that did not want to willingly surrender to Thruk, and so they did fight Thruk in combat to keep leadership of it. But then when Thruk did survive, the clan did fall in line with Thruk Doomhammer, and now his successor, his son of that clan, is kind of the de facto clan leader that responds to Thruk now. He did talk about the Stormcaller clan as well, that Bruco had fallen. But Bruco and his clan, though, they weren't given the same treatment as other clans. Knowing that the Stormcaller was a little bit less trustworthy, they pretty much demolished those that just after they killed Bruco. And that clan has basically, that village has kind of been destroyed as those that are left have fled to some other kind of hiding.
Well, then that answers my other question. You know there's another way into the crags.
We're trying to find that way, but yes. It looks like there's one right here.
I thought you just said you found it.
No, he points to the map where they believe it is, but we haven't been able to map it out perfectly because of all the attacks from the goblins.
Well, you did mention a scouting party, yeah? We know for a fact mercenaries are getting into the crags. And I'm assuming they're not going through your big doors.
Of course not.
So then where's your leak?
And that's Elaine will raise his hand. He goes, I would gladly volunteer to go on a scouting party if that's allowed. Ellison, he goes, Ellison kind of looks over at Elaine and shrugs, and he goes, all right, I'll let Karuto have the pick of whoever they'd like to bring with them. Of course.
You think we're
Okay.
scouting?
You think we're scouting?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were here to help us. The
we
the
are.
Queen's students said you're here to.
Oh,
Yes,
we have our
to
own
be
mission.
helpful. That, while useful, is not going to bring down an army, is finding a
No.
back door. Although the back door will be useful.
Yes.
You see, you already mentioned it yourself. The Stormcaller and the Blood Axe. Those two clans could be useful. Also, leaving this army to gather strength and mercenaries, drow, ogres with bombs on their backs.
Hydras. A lot of things.
I don't believe that's part of the army.
Who knows? It could be.
That's fair.
You never know. But
Hail Hydra.
so I think one of our goals while we're in the Hellmouth is to get rid of this, what are we calling him, Taserface now?
I mean, Doomcaller is a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
And I really can't let that name stand.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
goodness.
So I think that's one of our goals while we're there, is to, out of character, I can't remember the name because I can't find my fucking note. One of the clan leaders has a son, and we're trying to get him into power because his father is dead. Right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Backup plan is get one of you in power. And I'm looking at Lorna and Cronus when I say that.
There's a slight grin on Lorna's face.
Yeah, definitely get one of them in power.
That being said, that's our goal here, to help you. It's to either...
Bit more offensive than we are defensive.
Yeah. But
You're
by
a
all
very
means,
lovely shield. But
yeah,
we could be your spear.
exactly. We can be your silent arrow, going over top of all of this crap and sneaking through. By all means, send your scouting party. You need to find that break in your defenses. But I don't think we'll be
able
reporting...
to go with them.
Yeah.
But we won't be coming back.
No.
Not if we find it.
It's not my business to question the orders the Queen has given you or the quest that you are on with the Queen. You are no soldiers of mine. And he means no offense at his request, at his boldness, I guess. Well, then I will send some extra men. It seems that you may be parting ways once you... Let me pause real quick because I want to make sure I understand what you guys are suggesting. You guys are saying that you guys are open to helping them find finding this leak, but when you guys find that, you're not going off
through
to
it.
do it. Yeah, you're not going off to do other stuff or come back.
Yeah, if we find the back door, we're going through the back door.
He'll and so then he'll nod to you and he goes, I will spare whatever men that I can give then to scout ahead. Elite, how many squads do you think you may need to be able to I guess do what you need to do while within there to find this leak and plug it up?
I will say, whether it be people who come with us or ranger parties that get sent out, you are rangers, used to the forest, being sneaky, running away when you get overwhelmed, hitting from a distance. That could be rather a nuisance for an army.
You could definitely do some damage on the camps, especially if they're amassing most of their forces there at the center. I mean, most of the camps should be, I won't dare to say emptied, But with the size of the forces that they're amassing and at our gate, essentially, we may not need many or as many. I would feel most comfortable with at least 2 squads with me. We aren't going to be able to take over a whole city or take out an army, but we'll be able to at least do enough harassment or hopefully find enough information about their plans of attack.
Oh, no. We're not taking out an army. Preferably not. We're trying to gain an army, sort of, or at least cripple it.
Ellison will then say, I'm still waiting on some more news, but if I hear anything more about this pass that leads to the Bleeding River, I will definitely share it with you. Please make yourself at home. Any ambassadors of Sunos are definitely welcome guests in under my watch, and I'll do what I can. But me and my men have to continue to study and prepare for this war as at hand. Unless you guys had other questions you guys wanted to talk. I got the impression you guys were trying to wrap it up with them.
I think that's it for now. Anyone else?
I think the only request that we have is that our stable hand, our boy that we have apparently adopted, and our elk are safe while we travel.
I mean, they're as safe as we all are at these times, but I will say if the attack comes upon us, that I would hope that the boy you're traveling with is able-bodied enough to wield a shield and a sword, hopefully, to defend himself. If the need were to arise.
Yes.
He can't even run away from a spider.
What?
Yeah.
To be fair, he didn't ask if he could run away.
No.
Like, you're gonna have to give him very clear instructions, like go left or go right.
Or hit that.
Yeah, he doesn't really have anything else to say because I don't think you guys have shared anything else about your quest, so he can't really say anything else. So,
Sorry.
you guys don't have
Out of
anything.
character. Should we ask him where, what's the best path to the Hydras, or if he knows where the Hydras are located?
Probably.
That's kind of what I was hinting at.
Yeah.
Like, no one said it yet, and I was
One
like,
last thing. One other last thing.
Yeah.
We're looking to potentially stop the Hydras because they seem to be a really big threat, and the queens and the royalty from Sunos are very worried about them. Would you mind pointing us in the right direction?
are you speaking of Udra, the Hydra in the Hellmouth?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of connects that. He's like, you're leaving us to fight the orcs to go tackle the Hydra that's been there for.
No.
Yeah.
We're going to help with the orcs too. We're also going to
both.
fight a Hydra.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everything.
We do multiple things.
We're very busy people.
Mm-hmm.
He recollects himself and he will say, I'm trying not to regurgitate information I told you last session, guys, but I honestly forgot what what the Majesty's told you. So since any of this is repeat information, please just bear with me. So he'll kind of repoint you to the map. He goes, rumors are and reports are that Udra is seen along the Bleeding River, along mostly around these lakes. It's very dangerous for the orc clans, as Udra kind of takes advantage of the fact that there's not a large amount of water sources in the crags. So what prey kind of comes for a drink to the lake sometimes gets snatched up. So Udra doesn't really discriminate against cattle or beasts or man. But he says that you'll see as the Bleeding River kind of goes further north and northeast, it kind of get the lakes or ponds or however you refer to that body of water, seem to get bigger and bigger until they reach into like this this cave part where you see that the lake kind of disappears over a cliffside. It's not like an organic kind of into a lake. It looks like it's just cut off, and he'll say, yes, that's where that's where the lake kind of ends off of this cave within the Hellmouth. And that's where, if he had to bet money or suspect, that is where Udra has made her den. He doesn't have any confirmed reports or anything like that, or accurate, detailed maps of her den or her lair, but that's the historical information he would be able to share with you about Udra and her den. He'll just kind of look over at Lady and he goes, and say, the group either has a death wish or is everything that you've is all the tall tales that you've told us so far, or they're as good as the tall tales that you've told us so far. Just be careful. I'd hate to see you guys get electrified to a crisp.
I'm sorry, electrified?
Yeah, I don't want you to get zapped and like all. And then it's like, it's not electric. It's poison.
Fire.
You get the other guy goes, no, it's poison. She has the poisonous thing that chokes you out, and then you fall asleep, and when you pass out, that's where she eats you. And he goes, no, I'm sure it's electric. Or
It's probably
lightning.
multiple different elements.
Are all of you sure it's not fire? Because you did mention a lack of water.
Fire does make sense, and the other guy, I would have to. I'm not a scholar or a historian, but I'm sure whatever the scholars told you in Sunos is would be more credible than the information I have.
I hope so. Otherwise, we
I hope
just
so
wasted money.
too.
Otherwise, we just wasted a whole bunch of money. It's fine.
It's fine.
Also, where exactly does she make a nest? I'm assuming it's where this cave is, right?
He said that's what I would suspect. That would be his. That's what he said. That's his guesstimate, but he has no accurate mappings or maps to give you of the specific layer. But that's what he would speculate.
All right.
Predator. He basically would say the predator that's made a home in the Hellmouth for as long as she has, without being killed by the orc clans or those that she's kind of pissed off, it's kind of concerning for him and kind of for the others. So there's not a whole lot more of information he has.
I can't remember. Is there like a price on the Hydra's head? Can't remember.
No. So you guys learned about the Hydra from Newa? Oh wait, no. I think you did.
No, we
agree
didn't.
to. You didn't talk the queens into a bounty. I thought you guys did agree some kind of. Because she offered a bunch of platinum for this quest if you undertook it. Shit. Let me see if I have it written. I hope I did.
Quick question: is it like a certain amount of platinum a head?
Right.
I believe it's for the beast and the other work that you do in efforts to deal with the growing issue of the Doomhammer clan.
Yeah, we could afford
that. Wait, don't kill it. Let's spawn another one.
Yeah, right? There's like 2 people left. Just wait, one more head. And then we just all die. Oh my god.
You guys did ask me another question. What was the other question you had that I was looking for an answer for?
I just was wondering if there was a price on its head.
Oh. No, it wasn't the head. It was for the reward. I cannot find the reward.
Honestly, I didn't write one down, so I don't remember either.
Yeah.
Did you happen to write down more? If not, I'll go back to the previous streams and find out. Because it was a lot. It was like, I want to say Don't
It was
hold
a
me to this.
lot.
It was like 150 platinum pieces or something like that.
Yeah,
like
I think.
1,500 or each person. I thought or something.
Yeah,
like
Wait,
it
hang on.
was. I think it was way more than that, but yeah.
that. Yeah,
I
it
did write
was a
something
lot.
about.
But yeah, you probably it's probably in the last 2 streams that you probably said it.
Yeah,
So,
it was
Oh no,
when you were talking to the
we
queen.
get
So
1,000 platinum for stopping the orcs.
to helping fight the orcs. Did we agree to anything extra for the Hydra itself? Because you actually, I don't know if you guys
Did
said that
not
you
write
were
that
planning to
down.
kill the Hydra. You guys are going to, per se, kill the Hydra. You guys are going to find the seed of Torek, which you have
is
not shared with Ellison.
No.
You've not shared that with Ellison. But so all he knows is that you're hunting this Hydra for the queens, and he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand why, but as he said before, he doesn't want to question the Majesties. So
Yeah, and considering I sort of know what this seat is and does, I don't really want to tell him.
No, he seems very mad with power and
Yeah.
it's fine.
Seems lazy.
Mm. Okay. But yeah, no, I think with that information, we know where the thing is. Yeah. Good to go. Spend the night and head out
Head
as
on
soon as we
out.
can.
okay.
Quick question to the party. Once
No.
we get, once we defeat the Hydra, get the seed, where are we going to go after that? Are we going to head back to
I mean, we got to deal with the orcs.
Yeah. I think
So
after we deal with the Hydra, dealing with the orcs might be the best.
so we're going to head back to Mythanor once we're done with the Hydra and the seed?
I mean, if we're right there by the orc army, why would we leave and then come back?
yeah, so we do Hydra and the Seed, go to the orcs, and defeating that Hydra might even prove ourselves more to the orcs.
Oh man, we should bring one of the heads
Yeah.
with us.
Oh yeah,
That is-
no.
that is a
And
good
we're
idea.
back to the
Yeah.
Hydra head.
Lorna will carry 2 if she needs. We're bringing all the heads.
Shit, Lorna's gonna make like a cloak or something out of it.
Oh yeah.
The
I'm
head
not-
is a hood.
I'm not helping you carry it.
She
You-
I
doesn't
don't think
need
you
your
could if you
help.
tried.
Absolutely could make stuff out of this Hydra for sure.
Yes. Oh yeah, I have a creature loop manual, and oh, there's things.
It'd be
Cloak of
like Vox
Hydra. Every
Machina,
time
just throwing shit in the bag of holding and forgetting about it for months till it's like sludge.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'm in charge of that. Yeah.
By the way, how's the Mind Flayer head looking?
Oh, I
no,
think I got
remember we
rid of
sold that to some fishermen.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
With
yeah, I forgot about that.
As Chum.
In Madeira.
Yeah.
yeah.
We never found out who won that contest.
No, we didn't.
I think everyone was a winner in that.
Yep.
We certainly won.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Hydra heads can be carefully crafted into a helmet that requires attunement and allows the wearer to hold its breath for up to an hour. This is, of course,
Ooh.
homebrew-ish stuff, but while wearing the helmet, a creature is extremely hungry and suffers from 1 level of exhaustion unless it has eaten within the last hour.
I'm not sure you can afford a level of exhaustion.
I mean-
Yeah.
Actually, Lorna's doing good now because she got all that rest and all the fancy
Yeah.
elven beds and elven cities and elven food. I think you're right as rain, aren't you?
I am. And I'm just gonna get 4 levels of exhaustion next. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just a little downtime is all you need. I think you guys basically have accrued almost a week of downtime since you left the Wandering Forest. After time you spent in Funos and then traveling here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me if you don't mind to bear with me, I just want to see what that puts us on the calendar. I'm doing time very much looser now, but I still have a kind of a gauge. I wonder if you're in December yet, or if you're still in November. You guys would just be getting to the end of November. So you guys are a day or two away from December, it looks like.
Oh.
Which is exciting. Maybe we'll see if you guys have been, I don't know, some of you have been naughty, some of you have been nice, so we'll see what Santa brings you in December.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
What did Santa bring you, Joseph? Coals. Exactly what I wanted.
It's like, wait, so were you good or bad?
Boo.
Good. Black like my soul.
I mean, if Joseph was bad, what would Santa actually bring him? Because coal is something Joseph would want.
Lollipops. Just a ton of candy.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was a kid, I hated getting socks for Christmas. Now I need it. I gotta have socks.
I know. It's like, now I ask for that stuff.
Wait. In character? Out of character.
Out of character. And Nika would never ask for that.
I love
Pretty sure
that.
she wears like one pair of socks that has holes all over and is barely attached to each other.
I love the Facebook post for every year that comes around Christmas. It's like a pair of shredded socks and underwear. It says, hold in there, guys, just a few more days.
Oh god.
Christmas rolls around. PlayStation 5. God damn it!
Yes.
I don't need to buy that much underwear.
Actually, I
right.
really should ask for that for Christmas. I do need socks.
I know, right? I'm actually getting some for my birthday.
Socks are useful.
I hate wearing them.
I have to for work.
Well, that was a bit off topic.
That was
That's
off
okay.
topic.
That's allowed to happen every once in a while. We don't do that too often. So, you guys are just going to rest for the night and then head out with Layden and as many scouts that Ellison sends you out with to try to find the pass that leads you to the Bleeding River? Or is there anything else you'd like to do while in town at Mythanor?
How long do y'all think it will take us to complete all this?
What do you mean?
You want a short answer or...
Oh,
And let me rephrase. Do you want the hopeful answer or the most likely answer?
Are you asking your group? Or...
Out of character, because I don't know if how long we should have was it Bax? That's his name, right? Is it
Bax
Bax?
is your stable hand.
Yeah. See how long he should wait for us before he should go do his own thing in case we never return.
Oh, I think
Let's give him a month warning.
Yeah.
a month?
If we're gone a month, shit has gone so far south. We are in a different planet.
Okay, so a month.
I was gonna say after maybe 2 weeks, he gets them over to this place. It's Hafkadaf, Nelsinor, where Tal is.
This is the one who's not very good at running, right?
Yes.
Why don't we just keep him here?
Yeah,
you now
that's
live
true.
in Mythanor.
I'm gonna pay him 5 platinum just in case. That should hold him off.
So you're giving Bax what instructions to do with Fight Platinum?
It's his, it's to survive off of, and still, tend to the elk and whatever. And if we're not back in time, he can just, do his own thing now.
Yeah, in a month, I guess.
He kind of looks nervously at you. Okay, I will stay here as long as I can, and I will take care of your stuff, sir. Are you taking your wagon with you? Or are you
Yes,
bringing
I'm
the
taking my
elk?
wagon with me.
in the
You think
in the
Joseph's
Elven.
gonna leave the elk?
You're just
Okay.
leaving him in the city with platinum to wait for your return unless things go south.
Well, are the elk staying here?
Yeah, the elk stays.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm
we're just
taking
taking the wagon.
No, I'm taking a wagon.
Yeah,
I know.
nobody's getting that technology.
Okay.
No,
Because you guys,
I built that shit.
you guys,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and I can put up the hut, but it's Joseph's wagon, and I'm not going to argue with him.
You can put the hut in the wagon.
The hut's too
No,
big for the
I don't think the
wagon.
wagon's big enough.
I don't think the wagon's big enough.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
I thought I'd cut through things though. Like, isn't that
Oh,
like?
yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, theoretically. I could
That's
put the hut
tiny
in the wagon.
hut. Then the wagon comes apart.
Like,
My bad.
whoops.
Suddenly you think I died in your sleep.
Cast invisibility.
Run.
Cast sea invisibility.
Oh.
All right. So
Data invisibility.
Counterspell.
fairy lights everywhere. Lorna's going around like waving her stick at things, saying, "Dispel magic."
I mean, yeah.
Just like saying words.
Yeah.
Saying words.
Using her single thaumaturgic cantrip like it's totally magic. And not just her yelling louder.
It's totally magic.
Totally.
Yeah, so I pay him 5 platinum.
All right.
That's a lot
He
of
will nervously take it, but it's like the most money he's ever seen. He's just kind of like, I'll wait for you as long as I can, Mr. Myrtle, and
1 month.
yeah, I'll keep them safe if I have to. And I'm sorry, you did give him instructions where to go if he had to leave town, or you want him to stay there even if the fighting breaks out.
I think he should leave
Yeah.
because just in case things do go south and the orcs and ogres bust through the walls and stuff, yeah, he needs to go somewhere safe.
He should go to Sunos.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if he goes to Sunos, then he can let
Rapunzel and Cinderella know.
No, but you're saying he
So-
should go now.
No, not now.
No, not
when
now.
fighting breaks out.
After.
Well, that's what he'll just nod and agree. He'll agree that he'll meet you in Sunos if things go. If you can't find him here, he'll retreat to Sunos and wait for you to meet him there. Then, and you guys are able to do what you'd like to do with the rest of the evening. Otherwise, you guys can retire to bed before heading out the other side of Mythanor.
I actually want to pull my jar out and check on the egg.
You want to check on the egg. Okay.
How is the egg doing?
So I imagine you're doing this back in your room once you go to retire for the evening, Cronus? Or are you right outside the general's
Right in
door?
public. Pull out a jar full of acid.
You could go ahead and open up the egg. Looking at it, you don't see anything like distress, so the egg looks to be in good condition. Is there anything you'd like to do while holding the jar? Like, do you want to inspect the egg, or do you want to do anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'll inspect the egg, and then I'm also gonna empty the jar and then refill it.
Oh,
Okay. Would you like to?
Goodness, don't do that in here.
How are you inspecting the egg? And I'm not trying to be difficult on purpose. I promise you, there's a reason I'm asking.
I've seen it before. I'm gonna try to hold it up to like a light source.
Okay. So are you taking it out of the jar, or are you putting it? Okay. So who's all here with you while you do this, or is this complete privacy?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
People's at the jar. I'm curious.
Okay. I mean, I was just asking if you were trying to find
you
some
can walk on
alone
your
time to
own
do
free
this.
will because I plan on vomiting back into the jar.
I didn't say I
So
plan on staying for long.
You're just in your room. You're going through your stuff, That's what I'm imagining right now. Is that accurate, Cronus? Then okay.
Yeah.
So then I think it's fair game that anybody that was back at the room will be privy to this information. So you pull the egg out and you're just kind of looking at it. You're just kind of running your fingers across the edge of the egg. It's kind of scaly. It's kind of interesting. It's almost got its own kind of scales already on the hard shell of it. So it's got some interesting bumps and textures. And you go to hold it up to a light source, a little like lantern that's kind of hanging, that's burning and keeping it. There's a nice glow in your room. And you kind of hold it up to it to try to catch light in it. And it's about the size of a volleyball. It's a little elongated, obviously, but it's still, when you hold it, it's got that same kind of feel in your hand, that curvature inside. So as a dragon ward, you could probably palm it, but this is a baby, so you're using 2, I would imagine. So as you hold it up to light, you will be able to see. Well, no, it's a dragon shell, so it's not going to pass too much light through, just because of the scales. But as you kind of hold it up to warmth, and your hands are kind of on the shell, you will feel while you're holding it a bump through the shell, like something moving inside of the egg. It seems to be a hefty enough movement, obviously big enough creature to cause a stir, for you to feel it, because you've held the egg before when you first placed it in the jar and haven't felt any kind of movement or anything, or commotion come from within last time you checked. But yeah, something's definitely coming along. Nope, I'm not even gonna make you roll a check, because you bought that dragon baby book too, and to kind of just understand how to care for an egg, for a dragon. You would know that something at this maturity is during the very ending stages of its incubation cycle, and that a little bit longer time in acid probably will be very promising in near birthing within the next couple of weeks, actually. So you will want to probably check in on that just to make sure it should be hatching almost within, I would say, within, you don't have an accurate date, but you just know within the ending mature stages. Sorry. Try to get too technical, and I really need to stop.
It's a pretty big omelet you got there.
Oh yeah, is this the first time that Josel's seen the egg?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Joseph, do a nature check.
I don't think he would know at all, actually. He never seen one.
Okay, fair enough. Then we won't do any check, unless you wish to try to ascertain what it is without him telling you.
What was that? Some kind of project or something? Well, what is that?
I mean,
It's his baby.
we took it off with some werewolves, I believe.
Yeah, we got it off of some werewolves.
That's when the werewolves lay eggs.
You got
Yeah,
this
no,
off of
it's not
werewolves?
No, they had it in a bag.
Okay.
I mean, it should be pretty obvious when you look at the shell of this thing.
It looks like a fucking egg.
I mean, it's probably going to be a bad idea, but I feel like it's worth a try.
What? What is he talking
Huh?
about?
Just let's dragon egg.
Yeah, it's a dragon egg.
How is that even possible? Dragons have been dead for like years.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. He had that when I got with the group and then threw up in a thing of ass in a jar.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yep. Hold this real quick.
Oh.
Don't hold that.
Be careful.
Yeah. It's not fun to watch.
It really isn't fun to watch.
And yet we're all stuck here.
Right?
Watching as Curtis just kind
It's
of
like a car accident. You
Curtis
just
is kind of
watch.
bleh, and he looks up and makes eye contact with you.
Oh.
Please no.
But the lid goes back on the jar. You know what? It is there is decent light through the stronghold. I haven't thought about this though. Bart, what are you doing? Because you've not had to go into skeletal form, even though you're kind of getting into the evening hours and settling down. And you've been well lit enough with the torches. Are you doing anything? What would you like to do for bedtime this evening? Because you don't really sleep and stuff too. Just
Just doing watch, I suppose.
okay.
There's actually something I wanted to do too before we go to bed.
Sure.
I want to use my scroll of scrying.
Oh.
Oh, of course you do. Okay. Let me get the spell up in. But what would you like? Who would you like to scry on, or try to scry on?
My mother.
Oh shit.
You see a tombstone.
Oh. How
And she's at
dare
the tombstone praying.
Uh-huh.
Psych ya!
Save.
See what you see.
Picture that you can see. Not that this is what happens, but if it is someone that's dead, would you actually see their tombstone, or it would just fail? They don't exist, because it would be. They don't exist
You
anymore.
would. I
No.
think you would see their
I
tombstone.
mean,
I think
yeah,
it-
you'd see their grave.
Your mother's not dead, to be done.
I
I'm
figured.
not giving you. I'm not giving you.
I'm not worried. I'm just like, no,
I
I
was
think,
just
I think you'd
curious how
see
that would work.
wherever their remains are. They're still a creature. They're just a dead one.
Yeah.
Is it really a creature or are they an object now? They're technically
you know,
an object because
that's an existential question. I don't think we need to find out the answer.
But if that's the case, if she becomes undead, would it work again?
yes,
Still a
it
creature.
would.
What's the spell save DC for this from a scroll? What is it? So I understand there's your casting. Would it take your casting level, or does it take the a default DC,
Or the way.
and then you subtract it?
I don't know.
Yeah, because the save modifier is also based on knowledge, which. What
I
is
would
neither-
give you. I'm going to give you a negative. Negatives are good in this regard, right? Because it reduces the DC, or just introduces.
It reduces their save.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
reduces their save.
Now that you have, I would say you get a -4 easily, because you have the locket and stuff. You don't. I'm not going to give you that you share DNA with her. That's a little too easy.
That's fair. I was like,
but
it's probably a
I'll definitely
-4
give it to
from that.
Justin. Yeah, easily. But what would be the base DC?
Would it use my spell DC or like whoever wrote the scroll?
Before I even worry about it, let me just
Usually
see how
whoever
bad
writes
she even rolls, and then we'll split
That's
hairs.
fair.
Let's see how bad she rolls, and then we'll split hairs. Okay. She rolled a 7, so I guess it does.
I'm not sure it matters.
No, oh yeah, because the -4 will make that.
It's got a -4. That makes it a natural 3.
a
Or a
natural
3.
3.
Yeah.
So. Put me on the spot a little bit. I probably should have prepared for that. As soon as she said you were buying a Scrying scroll.
I know. I bought it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was the one that kind of suggested it.
Yeah.
I do have a scene in mind. I already had it outlined a little bit. When this may or may not happen. But I thought you would be in person when this would happen. But I don't want to be short lived. What are you hoping to learn by scrying on your mother besides just seeing her face? Because I want to make sure that it's worthwhile. Because you spent a pretty penny on the scroll too.
Yeah, so with the spell, I just kind of see whatever they're doing and whereabouts. I can see her in the surroundings. So Anika's head, she wants to find out where exactly she is, and also get a little bit more familiar so that if I had to sending her, I could.
Okay. And it doesn't matter on. Oh, so you're gonna because you'll start her, then you could try to send something to her.
If I'm with sending, I believe I have to be familiar with the target.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of which a picture, I don't know if that would technically count. Having seen them, might. But also, I only have one scroll of sending, and it's at the moment it's going to be an SOS or an SOA. Essentially, Anika's just curious. I want to know what's going on.
I don't know how that works because I don't know if you would.
How what works?
Familiarity. I see what you're saying. She had.
But that's for later. I don't plan on doing that this session.
But I'm just trying to think, because what have we rolled in the past on? Because I think you guys have tried to do disguise self before. And I'm trying to remember what we decided on if that was enough to be considered familiar or not with the target or creature, because you're not really seeing the creature, and I feel like you're not really seeing the person themselves. You're seeing them through an image. Regardless, let me resolve what you're seeing first, I guess.
Yeah, it's essentially I'm an invisible sensor, so it's almost as if I'm there.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Let's think about the sending thing. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But having that you've never seen each other in person, or at least spoken a word, I don't know if I would consider that familiar. Let me think on that. I'll get back to you. I just don't want to make the wrong call here. But let's go back to the image that you see, though.
Mm-hmm.
You will see what seems to be not elderly, but your father's age, halfling woman in her home, and she's currently doing some dishes and looking out the window over seems to be almost like a normal life, a normal house or cottage. And as the sensor moves around too, right?
Yeah, so I would kind of move it around.
So
to
you kind
get information.
Sure. So you come in on her almost like while she's looking throughout this little home window, and you see her reddish hair with some graying going through it, some crow's feet around the eyes, and some other creases around the face. It just shows that she's had a lot of good laughs, but she's also had a lot of hard years in her life. As she's kind of tending to her home and the dishes there, your sensor kind of will pan in through the home and kind of look around at the other side, just seeing different belongings and things. And you'll see pictures of different people that she's got hung up along the walls. Does the optical sensors tell you what's around her surroundings, or just general images? You can't get the details of pictures because the sensor is always focused on the person, right?
No. The sensor moves with the target remaining within 10 feet of it. I mean, it stays near, but I can look around.
Feet. Sure, okay. So you'll be able to pick out some of the pictures. You'll see, you'll see a larger photo. We'll see different pictures of different individuals. You'll see one of a half elf, another of a Goliath, another of a dwarf, and you'll see another two of just some a human man and a human female, and you'll see her, and in the you'll see a picture of her. But as you're seeing all these individuals along the wall, you will see a picture of a large group photo also, and it's this group that's kind of cradling something small, and you will see someone also in the picture that would be what looks to be your father in the group photo as well. As you panned around to look at her to see her from a different angle and to look out the window that she was looking out as she was preparing, that's where things start to look a little less normal for you. Trees are still green, but they're bright colors and luminescent, and you'll see things like just creatures that just are warped and just different and unusual than you're used to seeing. You'll see some bread that's flying, some wings and stuff that are a butterfly that's flying, but the wings, instead of made of insect wings, are made of bread. You'll see some of the flowers are outside our windows are actually singing and talking to one another. You'll also see some really wild color stars in the sky, as in not a traditional blue, but just this kind of spiraling purple Milky Way of dust and lights across the sky. Go ahead and just, you know what, with your extensive knowledge and studying, I don't think that you need to make a check of this with being just a bard and how intelligent and all the research. You would probably make the assessment that this is a Feywild. This seems like a home that's in the Feywild somewhere. Where exactly, you're not sure, but this is not anything on the material plane.
Do I hear the ocean? She's gonna try and listen for the ocean or any sign. Because I know of at least one person who's looking for the Feywild.
I'm trying to. I have to look at the spell again. I'm not trying to lawyer you, but I'm also trying not to be.
I can hear.
I know you can hear.
As if I were there.
But within 10 feet, right?
Within 10 feet of my mom, but I mean, if I'm standing within 10 feet of someone, I could still hear what's going on outside. I just have to stay within 10 feet of them.
Gotcha. You will not hear any ocean from where your mom's house is.
Okay.
Let me think here. You will say, after, how long does this spell last for? 10 minutes? Okay, we got plenty of time. Mm-hmm. So, after watching her for a few minutes, is there anything special you want to do while you're just watching her, or you're going to just use up the whole 10 minutes? Or, you know, how does Anika feel about seeing her mother right now? What is Anika doing?
She is staring intently at the remains of this scroll, not saying anything right now, just watching.
Okay. Near the last remaining minutes of or remaining minute or two of your scroll, and watching your mother has kind of left the sink and gone to tend to other things, and you've gotten closer views of different art or photos or just different things she has kept along the years. But as you see her kind of explore the house, you kind of see her. You don't see really anyone else in the house with her. She's kind of seems to be alone in this home. At least you're not seeing any of the people in the photos. You're not seeing with her in this home. As the final few minutes of the scroll, though, you'll hear some rapid knocking, and she'll kind of smile to herself gently as the knock is familiar to her, and as she opens the door, she'll look down with just a friendly smile, and she'll say, "You're late." And you'll look as your sensor kind of pans around. You'll see this white rabbit holding a little pocket watch, saying, "I know we're late for a very important date." And that's where the scrying spell will kind of end there.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's going to end that spell there.
Everything all right?
Well, good news, it worked. After this, can I request we go to the Feywild?
I
mean,
raise an eyebrow. I mean, I thought we were going to go there eventually, but why?
Because nowhere else would butterflies have bread as wings, flowers can talk, and the sky's purple.
Butterflies with bread as what?
With wings, with butter
Are
on
As
them.
wings.
are you high?
No.
That's personal, but
I've only ever been drunk and it was kind of your fault.
I mean, yes. Okay.
Besides, don't we kind of have to go after Hook at some point?
That is true.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're anywhere close, but I do know my mom's in the Feywild, and there's a white rabbit with a pocket watch. Apparently,
That's
there's a
it.
very important date.
I was about to ask. The rat talked, didn't it?
Mother's having an affair with a rabbit.
Technically, probably. I don't know if it would. First off, ew. Second, I don't know if it's an affair because I don't know if her and my father are technically still married.
All right, so we're gonna have to find a way to the Feywild. We can do that.
A lot of weird things happening right now.
Yeah. Have you had any luck finding your, well, people that we need to talk to and then possibly murder?
I'm guessing they're in the Hellmouth. They're searching for that seed. We might run into them.
Oh. Are we going to like murder them immediately or what's the plan with that one?
If they're all there, yeah.
If they're not?
no.
Okay.
We'll keep that in mind.
Could be a potential you help us kill the Hydra and then like we double cross them type thing.
No, they know that I'm gonna be after them.
Oh.
Once they see me, it's on.
Okay.
So, do we need to disguise you if they're there, or
Actually, I do have this hat if you want to disguise yourself.
I'm good.
But yes, my mom is living in the Feywild. Why? No idea.
That's interesting. Oh, actually, I need to check a letter.
Oh yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was just
But-
about to check that. Let me see if I did not pin it.
Yeah.
Shit.
See, that's over by like where you and I grew up.
Mhm.
As far as I know, my mother's never left this continent.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I don't really know a lot about her, but if she was over there, why?
Yeah. Yeah, he was heading to Feywind to investigate rumors.
Yeah, the Feywild being particularly thin there.
Mhm. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm sure it's just a precaution with Burlass and the sea and pirates, but perhaps I have a chance of my own glory." Yeah, nice
I mean,
try.
it sounds like someone of your blood.
You're not wrong. Him being my
Joy.
twin and all. Yup. It's fine.
Sorry, I got distracted. Because my mic was muted, I was going to ask you a question, but then I got distracted trying to unmute myself, and now I forgot my question. Crap.
I mean, there's always a potential I could ask her where she went into the Feywild, but I don't know if the spell would work, and honestly, I'd rather do that if we potentially need someone to come save our asses.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe once we get out of here and we get paid real well,
Yeah, that
I'd
would
be
help.
willing to pitch in for you if it costs that much.
I mean, I have a scroll, but I only have one.
Yeah, that's if we use it.
I also have diamonds for when I eventually learn how to bring people back from stupidity or unluckiness.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Maybe I should get a 10-foot pole.
I do actually have. I mean, if you really want one, I have 2 of them on here.
Anika is carrying 2 10-foot poles.
No, I am carrying a cloak of useful items that has a patch for 2 10-foot poles.
I'm good.
Who's currently holding the mirror that you guys were given?
Oh,
Is it not in the bag of holding?
it probably would have been in the bag of holding, yes.
Yeah.
I did not note it in the bag of holding. I will put it in the bag.
And it's in your bag of holding specifically, Lorna?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. As you guys are winding down, you will feel that you are starting to be reached out to.
What is this
and
weird
you'll
magic?
feel kind of like, what's that?
What is this weird magic?
You feel something pulling you to check the mirror that's within your bag.
The hags are contacting me.
Thanks for contacting you direct now. They said, "Hey, what's up with this fucking necklace? This necklace bullshit is giving us some interference. Could you take that shit off?"
She'll pull
It
out the
doesn't
mirror.
look good on you anyway, dearie.
Oh god.
No.
Oh, that's creepy.
So,
Yep.
as you retrieve the mirror, you'll notice the bright silver mirror that has the kind of royal crest on the backside, and you turn the mirror towards you, and if you you'll see that it's kind of giving off just kind of a shimmer to itself, to its already kind of gilded nature, but it's got an extra kind of layer. It's kind of radiating some kind of magic, so it's waiting for you to say the
Oh god, Cronus, what do I do?
Yeah.
It's magic. What do I do? Help.
What the hell are you asking me?
You're the closest one to me. What the fuck is this?
Just answer it.
Did we
How?
learn the way to answer the mirror?
Just look at the mirror.
If you're in the hall room, you say mirror, mirror on the wall, because the mirrors are on the wall.
Mirror, mirror in Lorna's hand.
There you go.
Answer the call.
And as you do that, you'll see the image of the throne room of Madeir, and you'll see Ariel and some of the other familiar faces, such as Flounder and Cal there as well. And Ariel will address you with a brighter smile than you left her with after the recent death of her father. And she's calling in to report just the good news of what is being accomplished, and she's calling and she goes, "Have you made it all the way to Sunos yet?"
Sunos and further. Well, we're now in Mythanor, actually.
And everyone's all right?
Yes?
Yes.
Why?
Good.
What?
No, I just want to make sure. We haven't spoken in a long time, and
Okay.
Rapunzel and Cinderella informed me that you got one of the mirrors that we can speak with you now.
Yes.
So I wanted to check in and just see how your quest is going, but also to share news of things that have been happening in our area. We don't have a long time to speak, but The pirates have kind of kept the Blackbeard and his men at bay, and have allowed us to send more troops and support to Dahlenberg. We're starting actually to amass a decent presence that we're actually pushing back into the Dragonfang Forest and holding the line and not having them push down further towards Glimmadir. If things keep going well with the frozen rivers coming through, we may be able to send some aid to Richard Lionheart to kind of get things under control as well while you guys are up there in the northwest.
Wow, that's really good.
Good to hear.
That is pretty good.
Some good news, finally.
Haven't been able to make it back into. We know that Lenda has fallen to Theodora and Evanora, but we're just not able to amass a. We can't. We're just fighting too many fights on too many sides.
Wait, who fell to the hex?
The reason Cinderella is in
right.
Sunos is because the capital of Lenda fell to the south, and that's where her military retreated, and their citizens tried to take refuge as much as they could in Erosia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she says that she shares that information with you all, and thanks you again for basically what you did for Madeira to help them get in this situation. And she'll part a special thanks to you of our whatever words you shared or inspired the council with. It's gone a long way, and she'll say, as long as she is the ruler of Madeira, she'll continue to honor any agreement that you guys have made, and continue to work along with the rest of the pirates that haven't joined Blackbeard. Yeah, and she'll just say this is all largely in the fact that you guys got the Pirate Council to continue to provide aid.
Aw. Good job, Bert.
Two things I need on the seas. Silver tongue and silver sword.
Of which I have one.
Luckily for us, part has two.
Wait, you've got a sword? I never seen it.
Me or Lorna?
You...
I mean, I have a sword. It's not silvered. I said you have two.
Need to get that silvered then.
Hey.
Why?
Why not?
Do you know how often I use this thing?
Listen, there's gonna be a time when you're cornered by a were-rat somewhere, and you don't have a good weapon on you, do you?
No, you know what I have? Magic to get me the hell behind Lorna.
But what if I'm dead?
I have magic for that. Or I will soon.
Okay, but
Yeah.
like, are you able to pick up? I think my sword weighs more than you.
No, I can pick that up.
She's gonna drop it on the ground.
I pick it up.
Oh, that's right, you're kind of strong.
Yeah.
Huh.
I can't wield it very well, but I can pick it up.
I'm slightly
See?
impressed.
Yeah, you do
Now,
remember
yeah,
I'm
I
like
want that back. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I give it back.
Yeah, no.
You do remember I'm like the fourth strongest person here.
Fifth?
Might be third. I don't know who's stronger between Joseph and I. Well, actually, no, I do know that I beat him in an arm wrestling competition. Tied for third.
Mm.
Alright. So the queen sends us or speaks to you. Do you have anything else you want to say? She says we only have a few moments longer before we probably need to end this call for the day. You guys have easily gone over the minute that you are allowed on the phone, but it's been already explained to you that because you guys didn't originate the caller. You know, you're not the operator's taking care of you on the other side.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else you guys would like to say or do or ask Ariel while you're on the handheld mirror?
This might be a wee bit of a selfish question. You wouldn't happen to be sending one of these mirrors over to the Eastern Continent, would ya? Yes, Nid.
She just kind of frowns about the fact that they're still not able to make it back and across the sea right now with Blackbeard and the frozen waters. It's pretty well under and pretty dangerous to kind of get across the sea right now.
Okay. That's fine.
No, I'm sorry, and I haven't had any letters come back from there, from across the sea. But
I
you
wouldn't
know,
expect much.
perhaps while you're in Sunos, there's several skilled, scholars and mages over there. I'm sure you could have them help you with some spells to get some messages across if you had a message urgent for your family.
No, it was just
Or I
more so.
can try to find
No,
someone myself.
I'm good.
And
It's
pass
all
along a
right.
message.
It's all good. I'm fine.
All right.
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else got anything before the call closes? Okay. So the mirror just kind of the visual of what you were seeing of the royal room in Madeira kind of returns to that shimmery glass surface of a traditional mirror. It's kind of fading away to like a dark, kind of greenish, smokish view before it turns back to that mirror glass. And I don't know if I describe it too much before. It's all made of silver, and it's got some just beautiful flowers and stuff that kind of wrap around the handle, a little vining. But on the back side, you will see it does have the royal crest and stuff. So it may be worthwhile to use as it has the royal crest as like a badge or signifying. You guys are agents for the royal kingdoms of Walt. But yeah, otherwise you guys are settling down for the evening. Does anyone do any last minute things before bed and you wake up in the morning to head to the cliffs with the scouts? And they want to do some rumor digging on Udra's fire breathing abilities, electric ability.
Oh yeah, probably should go do that.
You probably should.
It takes a little bit to find people around town that know Udra well enough or know of the lore about Udra. Some will say, yeah, she'll burn you to a crisp. Others will say she'll electrify you so you can't move, and then she'll eat you at her leisure. And others will say poison, and others will say ice, and just different elements. It doesn't seem like you're getting the same consistent answer as you talk to each different person.
Possible terrifying theory. What if it's all of them?
I literally just said that.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
We love you, Josel and Howard.
Do y'all?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Skywalker comes up behind Josel. It's okay.
So, I don't really have anything else for that communication. So if you guys don't have anything else to do this evening, you guys will be able to, find rest. It's a decent night's sleep. It's a little bit of disrupted here and there with the commotion outside your open door, leading to the other, rooms with beds and bunks and stuff where men have and different soldiers have taken rest for the evening. But you guys wake up early enough in the morning, and there's some general rations. It's a decent breakfast. Not slop, but it's not the exquisite meals that you had while you were in Newa. It's a little bit more simpler with leaves and breads and some beans for some protein and some other kind of bland meats that have either been boiled, blanched, or lightly cooked. You guys can help yourselves to food and get ready for the morning, but I imagine you otherwise get your belongings together and head to Bax to tell them your farewells, and otherwise seek Elaine and the other rangers that are waiting to head out into the Hellmouth along the rumored cliff sides that lead you to eventually the dry beds of the Bleeding River. Before we go on to that, just last minute chance for anything else, supplies, or things that you want to do before we head out of town.
Last chance for bathroom break.
You talking about this whole
think we're
place is a
good.
bathroom break once we're out of here?
Yep.
On that note, we should probably take a bathroom break. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the restroom, and we'll go ahead and start going through the mountains. That gives you guys a chance to think of any last minute things too, in case you didn't think of one. Be right back. Let's just do 5 minutes. Is that cool?
Mhm.
Lorna, overachiever right there. Loving it.
Just a little
Nope,
bit.
It's awesome. Okay, so no one had any last minute visits they wanted to make before leaving. So as you guys prepare to head out, Layden's there with about 12 men of rangers there. All of them with mostly medium to lighter armor. Layden is still kind of wearing that half plate, and it's definitely more of the higher ranking of the men that he's bringing with him. You'll also see a few of Lunda men. They aren't equipped with such longbows and stuff and other weapons really like the Layden and his ranger. They got more things like short swords or some crossbows. And you'll have a few of the guards joining you from Sunus's guard too. But all in all, it's making up to be about 12. And following your request, Ellison went ahead and put a lady in command since you guys already had a rapport or relationship together, and he had volunteered. And yeah, they start heading out and in similar fashion, kind of scouting ahead like they did the Aladdin's rangers that he brought with him. Can scout. And well, how would you guys like to proceed? You guys want to lead the pack? Do you want them to scout ahead? Do you want to do some fancy footwork monk stuff? What would you like to do?
I would say let them take the lead since they're the Rangers.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And it makes sense. I mean, they have been trying to narrow down this pass, and they got a general area of where it's not. So they're hoping that this is kind of the last logical place to look. So they will kind of avoid some of the other areas that they know is just hasn't been helpful or haven't led to successful results previously. So that'll save you a lot of time kind of navigating through this kind of cavernous and just kind of rocky maze of a landscape that can easily get you turned around. Sometimes things are hard to get a good frame of reference of where you actually are just because of how surrounded you are by the rocky surfaces. As you continue your way through, the passages kind of take you up along the cliffside of the mountains, and the pathway kind of narrows and varies, going from as wide enough to fit actually a full-grown elk in its wide antler. I guess elks don't have antlers; they have racks, right? That's the proper term for them, or different, or are they still considered antlers as big things? We'll go with antlers.
Are they not?
They're
Do we
massive
have?
antlers.
I mean, isn't it still like for moose? Isn't it still an antler?
I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but either way, regardless, you know what I mean.
Are they? Do they have elks with them?
No. I'm just describing the size of some of the pathways. I'm just saying some of them
okay.
could probably support like an elk with their their wide antlers and stuff and the reach. Others though, you are in single file that could only go to shoulder width. You will see after several hours kind of making your way through this kind of back and forth in this narrow passageway, you've climbed several hundred feet up alongside this cliffside. Looking down, you just see the kind of again more barren land that's just kind of below. That's just cracked and just kind of trampled upon earth. And you guys will hear ahead of you some of the scouts that have been leading the way kind of shout back, issuing a word of warning, saying that there's been a tremors in the. They're detecting tremors in the rock, and some things are shifting and moving, and to basically continue to tread carefully. At that same time, as that starts to happen and the tremors kind of grow a little bit stronger, and you all will even begin to feel them as you guys have a little bit further back as they're leading the way. You see ahead that you can look up high. You see that some of the rocks are starting to break and tumble a little bit off and start tumbling towards some of the scouts ahead of you. It looks like it is continuing to cause some other rocks as it collides into the rock side to other rocks to crack and tumble too. Coming kind of a little bit towards the groups in front of you. At this current moment, it doesn't look like it's coming directly towards your group, kind of bringing up the middle of the path. But what would you guys like to do? You have a few spare moments as these rocks kind of come towards to Aladdin and the others leading the way.
I got nothing for that.
Stopping a bunch of rocks?
Well,
Look out.
yeah.
Ooh.
Heads up.
Nope.
Duck.
I got
Hug the
nothing.
wall.
Yeah. So, I mean, at least the warning did go out. So let me go ahead and just roll some general.
Wait.
I mean, if it's close, I can try and blast it, but I don't think that'll help.
Make smaller ones.
I can make
those
smaller rocks.
Yeah, I
Make a
mean
lot
these
of
aren't
smaller
boulders or
rocks.
anything, but they're decent. It's gonna definitely hurt and cause some issues. But you could probably blast a couple of them if you wanted to kind of reduce some, but it will help a little bit, or at least or help with their DC.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, guess.
Anybody else want to?
Should we blast them?
I mean, that's all I got. And I start blasting.
I start blasting too.
So I start blasting. Okay. With the heads up and the warning that the scouting group gave to the rest of them, Aladdin and his group, what they do to react to it is start running forward. They head towards their target instead of back the way you guys were coming or where it was safety. And they are able to clear most of the debris. They take a little bit of damage, but one of their men that was about to kind of fall off from being hit by the rock, the other man used his reached out and grabbed him before it was too late and got him back with the rest of the group. The group that was kind of more middle towards you guys, like between you and Aladdin, they didn't really have a great place to react. Some of the men did take a step back to be safe with you. The other three did their best to kind of press themselves up against the wall. But the rocks here were just a little bit tougher on them. And it took out two of the men by being first smashed and then his kind of crumpled body kind of falling forward and not being able to hold himself up. Just kind of tumbling off the cliffside. But they were able to spare half or more than half their group on that one, and you guys still remain in safety. It seems that the tremors are, for the moment, calming a little bit. Aladdin seems to have it. Him and the others seem to have got their footing a little bit better, and he just kind of goes forward. Do we press forward, or we try a different way?
First, how familiar do these tremors feel? Even though this is lacking being surrounded by water.
In what regards? Or can you ask me what you're trying to see if they are familiar too, or do you have?
Are they familiar to the ones in Atlantis? Or similar?
They
Does this
are
seem like
different,
man-made,
because
or is
this is more
Mother Nature
natural.
just being okay?
It seems a little more Mother Nature's recipe. Because I would say the difference in the tremor is those are more explosive, which would just be more. I just would imagine. I don't know why I would imagine it differently, to be honest, but I just would think that would feel a little bit differently. I guess in the rhythm, I would imagine the rhythm would be different. So, yeah, this is a little bit more organic, a little bit random, so it seems to be a little bit more natural.
Well, good news. This is just Mother Nature.
That's good.
Great.
Yeah.
Well,
Good news is just this area sucks. Um, okay. And so Aladdin decides to press forward, issuing you guys caution to, obviously, everyone caution.
Mhm.
You get to a little bit more comfortable footing. Go ahead and, well, you might not even have to. Anika, what's your passive perception?
Pretty sure it's 18. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna. With that, you're gonna see pretty much what you want to see, unless something's hiding from you. But you are gonna see some kind of birds and buzzards kind of looking down upon your group here every once in a while. When you come across this lonely, gnarled tree poking out of every great once in a while rock that has tried to find some kind of sustenance. Maybe due to its minor shade by the outcropping of rock that surrounds it, giving a little bit more shelter. But yeah, you'll see a few birds that kind of look upon you as potential meals, but they otherwise don't bother you or the others. You will. Okay, yep. As you guys have climbed so high these past couple hours and run into some kind of close squeezes here and there. As you get to the top of where what seems to be the end, you see where it starts to curve and bend backwards, kind of to the southeast. And as you get to that tip where you see that it starts to bend, before getting excited about the fact that you found this, where this path that this does actually lead somewhere, before being excited though, you're kind of overwhelmed or exposed to this sight of what Mythanor has been preparing for quite a while. This being high in the air, you look over this kind of horde and wave of different of the troops of Doomhammers, and you being this high up, you can't make out specific details, but you could definitely see the numbers are in thousands of thousands. You thought you saw lots of men at Mythanor in preparation. You know, in there alone, they were nearing the tens of thousands, or nearing. I'm sorry. Actually, where are the numbers? I have to get the numbers there. But there's several more thousand here than Mythanor even had behind its gates. You'll also see several thousands of or not thousands. You'll see several ogres scattered across too, and you'll see some of the light that is still left in the day, reflecting across these steel shells and balls that they kind of described while you were what's his name? Ellison was describing to you in the war room. You'll also see lots of black smoke forges where obviously they're making weapons and other arms in mass production as quickly as they can. A lot of fires and different things active and just constantly going. I'm gonna pause right there. Is there anything that anybody would like to do or would like to say?
I
Yeah.
don't think they got enough arrows.
Yeah.
No.
So you know how like some of these people are supposed to go back? They should probably do that like now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aladdin kind of just is lost for words.
I think the word you're looking for is shit. Fuck. Shit.
How
Aren't you glad you didn't go on the offensive?
Yeah.
it would have been a massacre.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is nowhere near the numbers that we had calculated. We knew they were large, but this is incredible. And if you guys are still kind of studying the waves again, you'll see the ogres. You'll see obviously the larger orcs. You see a bunch of little things running around too, which from this distance it's hard to make out, but you just can imagine they're either smaller orcs or most likely goblins and stuff that have fought with a horde. You'll see some weird things that kind of oddly move and look completely out of place out of the masses of the other humanoid creatures, where you see it's actually these kind of like spider looking things or for what you think, and you can only imagine just because you've seen them in the past that it's possibly some driders you have seen. Yeah, it just looks to be really nasty, and Aladdin is just he's trying to be a good leader for his men, but it's definitely has stunned him shocked, and he's having a hard time to kind of continue forward with what you all came out to seek and do.
That's just
Pull yourself together, man.
Question. Logistical question, technically. How wide is the path out of the Hellmouth that Mythanor is blocking?
So Mythanor is built completely across the Hellmouth, like almost like a wall. Like there's no way through that Hellmouth pass without going through, or basically scaling or climbing the wall or breaking the wall down. It's completely nested in between the two red, like mountainous cliff sides on each side, and makes a kind of white fortress in the center.
Yeah. Unless we could literally break this army up into like manageable chunks, we cannot fight this army. Mythanor cannot fight this army. Where the hell are they getting that many bombs?
He'll kind of, Eladen says the walls are highly defendable, but they just keep growing.
Not this. Especially not if you can't staunch the flow.
Perhaps Ellison is right. I know you. Did you guys didn't share with Eladen either about what you're truly seeing. I know you guys started to talk about, but I think you guys stopped
Not while
at
he was there
Udra.
either. No. Yeah, we're talking about the Hydra.
Yeah. Okay. He'll then say, knowing nothing more than you're seeking the Hydra and not what you're truly seeking, he's gonna finally break his focus and kind of look back at you and says, I know whatever you guys say is your quest is must be of the utmost importance. You have a higher calling than I to try to wrap myself around. But I will say it's one of the few times I might worry. I agree with Ellison, is perhaps hunting this beast for trophy, game, quest, item. I don't know. It may not be as pressing as trying to deal with Farouk.
You might be wrong.
If we don't get what we're after, there's a guarantee that we're losing.
And what we're after might actually help us win. Now that I think about it. It could potentially blow up in our face, but it could help us win.
Hey.
Also, killing a Hydra will destroy their morale.
I mean, there's that, but I meant the other thing that we're here for. The thing that, yeah.
He doesn't know that, though.
I know, and he also doesn't know what the other thing is. I was just making sure you knew. This is too much code. We're eventually going to get confused.
Well, it's code that's working efficiently in character. So, Eladen did not read further into your sidebar conversation, but quickly returned to, I won't say servitude, but he just really kind of, don't know what the right word for his kind of loyalty is. He's not like, I'll die for you, but he's very impressed with you, what you've done in the past. So, he respects you guys.
Confidence?
So following your lead, he respects you enough to see you guys as a leader, and he'll continue to follow your suggestion and continue to lead around the bend, which starts to lead further down and take you away from the massive waves or massive horde of orcs preparing for battle.
Well,
Sorry, did I rush us? Go ahead.
no, did the men that are going back to tell Ella, to tell the captain, how fucking huge this thing is, did they leave?
They were going to scout ahead with you guys a little bit further to see what's going on. Or no, I'm sorry, you are right. They did say they were going to lead you to this. As you get up to here, and you will be able to see, that makes sense, because as you get here and they see this sheer number,
They sent at least one back.
someone will volunteer. I mean, Elaine will ask you guys if you need what you guys would like. What do you guys need before he returns back with this news? He says, I need to lead back. I should take some men, or take some men back, or at least send some men back with word of what we've come to learn.
Yeah,
they're
you
still
should definitely
worried about the
send some
tremors
back.
and the goblins that are still rumored to be out. I don't want to send them one person by themselves, but I'm sorry, Anika, what did you say?
No, you should definitely send some back. Tell them we found the back door, and I mean, I don't really have to explain what else we found.
Okay.
Yeah, send some.
So I'm trying to do quick math. It was 12 originally. We lost 2. So he'll go ahead and send 5 of his men back. And he will volunteer to stay with you to continue to kind of track forward. And kind of just all the way to the Bleeding River. Now, it does come up in conversation as you proceed. He does curious about your intentions regarding the Hydra itself, and how far do you need him and his men, or do you want to? His men are not really. It's not really
Suited for
their
that type
mission
of
out
combat?
here. What's that?
They're not suited for that type of combat?
No, it's not that they're not suited for it. It's just their mission really is to was to scout out the area and report back, and not go monster hunting, kind of thing. If that kind of makes sense.
And nor should they.
What's that?
I said, nor should they. They can
Yeah.
Yeah,
let
absolutely.
us handle the rest.
I mean, they
Okay.
could cover our asses while we
Go in.
potentially sneak around a Hydra. Most likely fight a Hydra.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just sticking with me.
We can try. I can make you invisible, I think. Yeah,
Yay,
we
that
can
just
try.
makes my stealth standard.
Oh.
Maybe Cronus can do that thing to make us all a little bit more stealthy.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I could also turn you into something small and we keep you in a bag while we're sneaking past the Hydra.
I think
Which plan's better?
probably saving spells for the spellcasters is probably a better idea.
That involves none of those plans.
Well, Cronus isn't a main spellcaster. No offense, Cronus. But if you're able to make us all stealthier, might be better.
I mean, I can do that.
So yeah.
So are you casting Pass Without a Trace, I guess, as you proceed down the hill? And so I'm confused. Are you guys sending Aladdin and everyone back, or are you guys keeping Aladdin? Who are you bringing with you?
Or are we near the Hydra?
No. You guys are still kind of approaching the Bleeding River. You see it now down this hill. Now that you made the bend of this mountain, you see that, and you could definitely reach the dry beds of the Bleeding River by evening with ease.
Oh. So I think we're sending the 2 scouts back. Or was it he was sending 5 back?
Well, yeah, he was going to originally send 5 back, and then I thought Howard, I don't know if Howard said that or Josel said that about, well, nor should they, or if they should send some of them back or not. So I don't know if Josel was recommending sending more.
He more said they don't all have to follow us towards the Hydra, but that doesn't mean they have to go back either.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to monster hunt.
Yeah, so
Okay.
send 2 back to Mythanor. The
4
rest,
or
4.
5.
Yeah.
5 back to Mythanor and the other 7
come with
and
us.
cover our ass.
They're not going to fight.
There's only 10 left of the original 12 that he came out with. So
never mind. Okay.
And he's not going to send. So he will either all go back or he'll split his group in half because of the Goblin Scouts and all the other stuff.
Yeah. 5 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think we more so just need a guide towards the Hydra.
Yeah.
Is
Plus,
more
while
so
we're
fair-
dealing with that, they can keep goblins and shit off our back.
Yeah, so 5 and 5.
I'm wondering if Layden would go back since he was kind of lead on this too for regards to Ellison. Like Ellison put him in point.
That would depend if he thought his job was done.
And if he thinks his other scouts would be able to guide us. Or if they need to.
We'll flip a coin. We'll flip a coin. 2 is he's going to go back. 1, he's going to stick with you because he is really, he respects you guys a lot. So, shit. What did I just say? 2 is he was sticking with you, right? 1, he's going back.
Yes.
I believe so.
If that's what I said, that means internally that's what I prefer. So I'm going to go with that.
I like that logic.
You know what I mean? It's what do they call it? Freudian slip or whatever, or what do they call that? When you say what you really mean, but or what you really want. So,
Yeah.
Anyways, so you guys continue down the slope, the cliffside. The path does narrow and broaden just similarly as you came up. This though seems to be easier to see with your eyes the path forward and how it's going to eventually lead you to the dry beds. It doesn't seem maybe it's from having the up or looking at down upon your path forward, it's a little bit easier to kind of gauge where you need to go. Gosh, I am so thirsty. As you guys continue down the hillside, Aladdin and his group are still leading the way, or are you guys leading the way now?
No, they are.
Okay. As they continue down, and you just kind of go inward and outward, but you still stay along the same trail the whole way down the cliffside. You're a couple hundred feet down, so a little bit closer to the ground, but you're still quite a ways up. The wind is still whipping pretty hard and fast up here at these heights, and the fact that this is late fall, almost December, it is pretty brutally cold, but not enough for you. It's you guys that have stomached worse during your times in the northern lands and at severe depths of the ocean. So you guys are handling the weather fairly well. The other men that are coming with you, not so much. In fact, never mind. Nope, that's not important. But you guys are still making progress. As you turn edge on your way down, you make your way further along, you will start to see or hear some more of that kind of rocks kind of pinging and dropping and smacking against other rocks. Not boulders like you saw earlier in the landslide, but just little pebbles that are just kind of skirting their way down along the cliffside. Like the earth has been disturbed.
I'll
Okay.
see if there's like anything walking above us. Kind of, if I'm understanding that correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can look to where the noise came from, and others can do so as well. You do not see anything with what little light is left in the day that's still kind of blessing you guys up this high on the mountaintop still. But
Ichabod, take a look around.
Okay. Ichabod does take flight. Go ahead and have Ichabod roll me a perception check with advantage. Or does he get advantage in daytime? Okay.
Perception.
I guess an owl's not like a bad. It doesn't matter if it's daytime or nighttime, does it?
It just says owl has advantage on wisdom perception checks relying on hearing or sight.
Yep. That's cool. Go for it.
21.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. So that's really good. Let me go ahead and roll this.
Send out my drone.
Yeah.
Jeez, little Pete's. I'm hoping I'm getting the low rolls out early. But because of their advantageous camouflage and what's going on, to the untrained eye, most probably would not notice or see this, but something is off as you kind of look through the eyes of Ichabod. And what seems to be earth and rock starts to just shift a little bit here and there, a little bit more, revealing that it's not a rock, a natural rock that is moving up there. And something is under it's almost like it's a rock shell, like something is underneath this canopy and under camouflage disguise. You are welcome to have Ichabod try to fly closer to it to investigate closer.
Yeah.
I won't say that Ichabod is completely out of place up in the mountains, but I don't know how common owls are up here. It's just a simple animal, though. I'll just take that into consideration, depending on what you choose to do.
All right. He's going to fly about maybe, let's say, probably about 80 feet away from this rock, but he's going to like perch on a nearby rock and just look at him.
Okay. As you kind of, as Ichabod kind of flies down and gets a closer look, you'll see that it's almost like a tent almost. The fabric color kind of blends it in nicely with the rock, and from a lower vantage point, it's very hard to kind of make out where they're kind of hiding out at. And you'll see a lot of, when I say a lot, you'll see two men kind of running kind of away, heading more down the hill, away from where your group's at. But yeah, you'll see two men kind of running underneath these kind of canopies that have been placed a little bit around at different areas.
Oh, so there's multiple canopies.
Yeah, it's kind of like a camouflaged area that they're kind of using to kind of run between and kind of obviously stay hidden from would-be passerbys along the cliffside.
Okay. Gotta give him credit for creativity.
Oh, do we now?
I mean, how often do you see people use camouflage?
That's fair.
And on
So
a
how do we get
rocky
around it?
environment, no less.
Oh shit, so there's more? That's troublesome. Then what's the plan?
Sneak by. Try not to get in their bad books.
I'm gonna have Ichabod. Gonna suck because if there's someone in there and they might attack Ichabod, and that'll be it. Won't be able to bring him. Well, actually, I will be able to bring him back. Today. Anyway, I'm going to have Ichabod go into one of the canopies.
Okay. The one that you first saw them running underneath.
Yeah.
Or okay, so you do. Ichabod does fly down and gets a better look at the men running, not running away, but they just seem to be, they're heading away from where you guys currently are, and it just seems to be those two right now. They don't seem to be brandishing any weapons, like any heavy duty armor or weapons. They do seem to be wielding some crossbows, and but nothing. They're not like wearing heavy duty armor or massive weapons. Attack.
Can I see what
But-
race they are?
Oh yeah. One of them will be what looks to be a half orc, and the other one looks to be a human. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, not a human, a half orc and a goblin. Sorry.
Okay. That makes a little bit more sense now. um. You think they might be hostile?
I mean, probably.
Are you suggesting we go down and find out?
Well, if they know that we're here,
True.
that could be a problem later down on the road.
You're thinking taking
Which means
them
we
out?
might want to sniff it. What?
You're thinking just taking them out?
Are you sure that we can? Or wait, should we? They could be allies.
I'm asking.
Well, there's only one way to find
We
out.
can't make that
really.
decision from up here.
Yeah.
All of this is in hushed, whispered shouts.
And as you're speaking, you will continue to see the two men running away, but you only have only been talking for a few seconds.
We're
But
gonna have to make a
I
choice
just
soon.
don't want you to know that they're not like stationary.
How far away are they?
Anyway, I'm gonna. Yeah. How far away are they? What she said.
From where Ichabod's at, and they're quite a bit elevated from where you guys are on your little ledge. But from where Ichabod's at, I mean, they would have been. If we think about how fast he flies, I would say they've made it about 90 feet, 100 feet tops from where they originally Ichabod first made out the canopies. But yeah, they're going.
They're currently running away from us. So unless you're gonna get them to stop and we go down.
I want to have Ichabod follow them.
Okay. So Ichabod is going to be flying through the top canopy tops, and how long again do you remain visual with them? 500 feet.
I could stay visual.
As long as they're on the same plane.
Yeah.
It's
just
you
I can't communicate.
the 100 feet,
You
right?
can't communicate with Ichabod. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So
give them
you're-
orders.
So you're
wanna go-
telling Ichabod to follow them until he sees where they're going, or just to follow them and stay afar and just continue to watch them until he comes back?
Yeah, just follow them, and if they split up, he'll have them follow the half orc.
Okay. So you'll see the kind of goblin half orc kind of eventually stop further way down from where your group is currently. And you'll see what looks to be this massive kind of it's almost like a how do I describe this? It's almost like a large fire, like a fire pit, like hooded lantern, but it's of a large kind of fire size to make huge signals from, not just obviously to light your way forward. So it's kind of that effect of this, excuse me, this metal fire pit that kind of funnels the light of whatever is being burned. And you'll see that they kind of start a fire and they're trying to send a signal further down the mountainside.
No.
Which, if Ichabod
This will be
continues to.
Yeah, they're hostile.
So as Ichabod kind of does that, or sees that, I imagine Ichabod would maybe sort of get as close to or see information as far, and as he sees that kind of signal go off further down, you'll see a small little glint of light near the bottom of the mountain, and let me see, what else would you get from that and from Ichabod? You can hear through Ichabod, but he can't communicate back. You can see and hear still, correct?
Right.
All right. You will hear the half orc speak Orcish towards the goblin. And do you speak Orcish?
I don't think so. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure I don't. Nope.
Okay. All right. He will say something to the goblin in Orcish. It's not, I mean, reading, yeah, just not a lot you can glean from that without being able to speak Orcish. Let's see here. Where else? We have the glance of light. And the glint of light seems to be coming, it's at the bottom of the mountain and more towards where you start to see some more of the kind of canyons and rock formations that are supposed to lead the way to, if the map's accurate, as you saw in Mythanor, the beginnings, or I guess with really the endings of where the river runs dry into dry creek beds. But that is all the information I have for you right now, Josel. What would you like to do with Ichabod? Just have him return to you, or stay with them for a little longer? Because the men do not seem to be returning to your group, but they seem to be kind of hiding in a little hidey hole.
I'm gonna let him keep his eyes on the half orc, but I'm gonna, come back to my own senses, and I'll just like peer through his senses every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, as you check in, you'll see him kind of holding his his crossbow and stuff, but otherwise he just tends to be hiding in that little hideout for right now. Go ahead, Anika.
So I say this to the group. Do we think they saw us?
I mean,
I don't think so.
because they were already running by time we were there, right? They
Probably
didn't
saw
just
us
start.
ahead of time.
They could have seen us
No.
ahead of time. I mean, they. Who knows? So,
We
do
weren't
we?
exactly being sneaky. I'm just saying.
We weren't not being sneaky.
I thought we were trying to be sneaky, not super sneaky, but still sneaky. I mean, we're
Not
not
sneaky
gonna.
enough for a stealth check.
Yeah, apparently. So on that note, did we want to send
It's
word back to Sunos through the mirror, and then somehow Sunos can send a message to somebody at Mythanor?
That's actually not a bad idea.
Because we don't know what that beacon is for, but they have lit a
No.
beacon. So
I think they're just trying to warn people that, like enemies such as us is infiltrated behind their line.
yeah. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to. So then they at least know, hey, they might start marching on you. Or they might start marching on us, who knows? Was the mirror properties, it was once a day?
you guys can make a call once a day for 1 minute to anyone with a mirror. Mhm.
Okay.
It's just a short call because
Yeah.
it's a baby.
We didn't get the properties on it, so I don't know what it was.
Size does matter when it comes to magical mirrors.
God. Oh my god. Okay. So do we want to send that message? Or save it for another help? We need help, kind of.
Who are you wishing to try to reach out to?
I'm asking everybody.
Oh, okay.
Plan B. He's going to summon Ichabod next to him. Write a note. He's going to be a messenger bird.
Can you
Okay.
do that?
All right, that works.
Sure. I take out the journal I have and what am I writing?
Write as much detail as you can.
Right,
Also-
so essentially boils down to orc army fucking huge.
Yeah.
Someone's using camouflage.
I
Shit,
don't think
fuck
that part is
balls.
important.
Isn't it though? Did we think an orc army would use camouflage? We don't even know they're with the orc army.
Yeah.
Not to be racist or anything, but one of them is half orc.
And one of them's human.
No, the other one was Goblin.
Oh.
I misspoke. You
Yeah,
heard
but,
right. I misspoke.
I mean, there's got to be some kind of resistance, right? It could have been that.
Either way,
Anyway.
you can send as much information as you want. You're writing it down. It's not like you have a limit. So write as
No.
much detail as you can while we're walking, and we'll send him off.
I will do that.
You can, you don't have to necessarily write me a whole letter, Anika. If you just want to give me the bullets, like the bullet points of what you're including in your letter.
Essentially, it's boiling down to we sent half of the scout team back, which would be 5 at this point. Orc army's freaking huge. They have driders, goblins, what we assume are goblins, and a lot of bombs. They may have camouflage. And that's all we've learned, right?
And
They
they
made a
lit
signal.
beacons of some sort.
And whoever has the camouflage has signal beacons. Might be the orc army.
Don't know if they saw us or if they're preparing for something else.
Yep. I will then sign it behind enemy lines and attach it to Ichabod.
I want to tell Ichabod fly it to their what are they called?
Elos, Captain and
The
Mythnor.
the messenger hawks. You know, those things that the militaries usually have back in the day.
Oh yeah, I know.
What
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, you're gonna tell them to deliver it over there. That way it will go straight to the higher ups and stuff.
Okay, in Mythanor or back at Sunos, all the way to capital or back to
Mythanor.
the strong Mythanor. Okay, so you're sending them back to
That's a long flight.
Ellison. I suppose that's why I was
I
wondering.
would, yeah.
It's a decent flight. That's gonna
The
take a
war's
minute.
over, Ichabod. We lost.
We lost because of you. Okay, yeah, definitely. Mythanor can, or I'm sorry, Ichabod definitely can make that flight back to Mythanor with your letter. And I assume you guys continue to proceed your way down the hill until you tell me otherwise, though?
Yeah. I have to get off now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and pick up next week there, where you guys are making your final descent down to the river.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Well, thanks guys for a great and fun session. I hope everyone had a good time.